problem. They say, whoa, wait a minute, there's something we gotta do. We gotta give them a test at the only time that counts, which is when we stop them. So they do gymnastics. But, you know, you say to the jury, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, why do you think the judge won't let you do these gymnastics in the back room to test them for yourself? If everybody can do it, and they determine if you're drunk. And you know, you folks in the jury, you have no alcohol in you, go in the back room. Objection. Sustained. Mr. Ellis, you can't do that. Right. Because if you did it, you'd fall on your blinking head. And then that's their great test. And then according to the police officer, you're drunk. All of you. It's ridiculous. That's so stupid. But it seems to work for the government because, of course, the government would never lie to us, right?
That's silly.
I got land in Florida to say if you believe that one. So now we're rolling along, okay? I just love this. So they got to find a way to test you, and the gymnastics aren't really working that well. So, oh, well, they found another way. And they're going to, and here, they're going to present him a breath machine, which if you blow in it, I do have land in Florida to sell you. And they'll bring it out, and they'll put a little white thing. They'll say, see, we're putting a little white thing in it. And then it comes alive like you just saw there. And now we're going to now determine if you're able to drive or not. Well, if that's true, folks, what on earth were all the monkey tests for? And they're taught to let you believe that you're doing well on the test, or to say nothing. Or they'll kind of nod their head, or they say, well, you did well on that. I just have one more test for you to take, and that's this one. Well, blow in this, blow your case, and blow your career.
Don't!
This is on your record for the rest of your natural life. And don't ever let anyone tell you one day sooner. Now, you blow in this, you're finished. Unless you come to me, of course. Rolling along. Well, this is voluntary. Voluntary. You don't have to blow in it unless you're on criminal probation, DUI probation, or you're under 21. Got it? Otherwise, you don't have to blow into it. In my opinion, this is absolutely not accurate, and you will, in my opinion, blow a high number no matter what, and if that happens, guess what's going to happen to you? You are now convicted yourself, because even if the cop says they can't use this against you, under the Williams case, they will use it against you, and not the test in the station, if it's higher, which it is 90% of the time, in my opinion again, if it's higher, they will use it to convict you, and your life is ruined. Got it? Not just damaged, ruined. You realize that you can't cross the Canadian border with an American DUI as a first offense. You can't cross the Canadian border if you even have a wet reckless, according to the webpage for the Canadians. They don't want undesirables from America. You can't cross the Canadian border as a passenger if you've got a first offense DUI. Yeah? It's the only crime of its type that's reported on the FBI list. Send me a stamped self-addressed envelope and I'll send you the 90 consequences. Put 2 stamps on it. I'll send you the 90 consequences to getting a DUI. Send it to my office. This machine, death. Don't blow in it. Well, now you really hurt yourself, and some officers will illegally say you can take blood or breath. When you say breath, they bring this out. Oh, sucker, sucker. This is not the breath machine. When they say blood or breath, and when you took the DMV thing, and they said blood or breath, they meant blood or breath in these machines. In these machines. Not this. This is not the breath machine. This is a preliminary breath machine, totally voluntary. So, simply, respectfully, without being fresh, respectfully, officer, I decline to answer any questions. You don't talk to the federal, to the state officer. You don't talk to the constable. politely, I exercise my federal right to remain silent. If you got nothing to lose, why are you being quiet? Man, every word out of your mouth is going to be turned against you later on to make it sound like you're drunk. Same thing with your wife. You just respectfully decline to exercise your federal rights not to talk to anybody beyond. You have to give them your name and your address and the information on your driver's license. They're entitled to that. You have to identify yourself. You don't say its name, rank, and serial number like you're arrested by one of these World War II German propaganda movies. Let me see your papers. You don't say anything. Got it? It's not you have anything to hide. It's that whatever you honestly tell the officer is going to be twisted around to make it look like you're admitting you were drunk. And you will ruin your life if you do that. About breath machines. So I blew in the machine. It was very, very high. And I already told you about the little handheld machine they will desperately try to get you to blow into. And they say, here's what they say, blood or breath. And then you say, breath. That's the breath machine over there, the big one I showed you in the last video. This is not the breath machine you agreed to blow into at the Department of Motor Vehicles. This is a preliminary breath test device. And my advice to everybody that's of age and not on DUI probation is blow on this, blow your career, blow your life. It's not required by law. Now, if it's so accurate, and it is the only time that counts is on the side of the road, not in the station. Look at the other video. And if that's true, and this is as accurate as they'd like you to believe it is, then why does the government say you don't have to blow in it? Look at it. It's made of plastic. That's a big metal breath machine that you have in the station. So when they say blood or breath, you say, I'll do the breath test in the station, but you are not going to blow in any machine. You are not going to do any monkey test. Good. That's the next thing. Now, let me read something to you. Associated Press, San Francisco, breathalyzer test, that's the big one, the breath machine now, they do in the station, can be challenged, state court rules. San Francisco, the California Supreme Court has joined a handful of other courts in the country that have said breathalyzer, the big one, results mean different things for different people, and ruled that suspected drunk drivers can attack the test results in court. Defense attorneys lauded yesterday's unanimous ruling for deferring to science, which has shown for years that the test results are highly variable. Prosecutors, however, predicted the move will undermine California drunken driving cases. At issue is how authorities use booze breath to determine how much alcohol is in a person's bloodstream. Defense attorneys and prosecutors agree the ruling reopened the door to breathalyzer challenges. The court said evidence of the variability of tests can be shown to juries. Courts in Arizona and Vermont have similar rulings. That says that the breath machines are, all of them, including that, but including those, are very, very attackable because the breath they're getting is coming out of the lung. It is a tiny molecule of alcohol that's so small you can't see it on the head of a pin, coming out of the lung, going up. If there's anything in your gums or in your teeth or in the cavities or anything like that, up the trachea, where it joins alcohol coming up from your stomach. I mean, that's 400 times more raw than this molecule, and they're going to convict you and ruin your life. Well, let's talk about what that means. Well, I already told you in another video, can't cross the Canadian border, even as a passenger, can't get visas. It's the only crime of its type that's reported on the FBI list. Forget about getting a decent job. The top schools won't take you.
That's all, folks.